gotta forgive me. What's going on here?
Oh, there you go. Hold up. Hold up. I can't see you. Why can't I see you?
Having a technical difficulty right now.
Oh wait, are we live?
Yeah.
Like the podcast is live?
Yeah.
Wait, boy, you didn't even tell me nothing.
I did.
When? Man.
You didn't hear when I said I said all right, I'm about to get out the lobby chat.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I thought you understood when I said we're about to get out the lobby chat that he's finna go live. That's why. You got some time though before you if you ain't start your drink up yet.
I'm doing it now.
All right, just tell me when you're ready. It's cool. Apologize, ladies and gentlemen, miscommunication on that part. My apologies. I'll take blame for that one.
Oh man, I started already. Let's switch over. There it goes. Oh, and you know what? Let's do that there.
Yeah, he said let's do that there, whatever that
I had
there
to make
is.
my thing full screen because we're what's the word I'm looking for? Amateurs.
Hey, no, I'm a novice.
I'm gonna say amateur because novice just sounds worse.
Hey, I ain't knocking you, you know what I'm saying? You know, who am I to knock you, you know what I'm saying? Elena!
Ridiculous. All right.
What episode is this? 5?
I,
6?
I want to say 6.
I think it is 6.
I'm gonna say 6. Anyway, well, I apologize because I didn't know that we had started already. So this is behind the scenes.
Hey, so we getting y'all. This is you know what I'm saying. We usually make you pay for the what they do now. The rich folks do the Patreon. You know what I'm saying? Oh, hold on, I gotta get my coffee. My coffee sitting right over here. Hold on.
You seriously started this thing when you weren't even ready yet?
I was ready. I just hit the wrong. It was you weren't ready. There's a difference. Hold on.
Crazy. All right. Well, this is a behind the scenes look of us getting ready for the podcast because I guess I wasn't ready first. So that's how it goes sometimes. So in the meantime, I'm gonna pull up everything on. Oh, that was fast.
So I just put it right there in my other microwave. So I put it in that microwave, and then I took it out, and I did forget where I put it. Put it in my lazy boy chair.
Okay.
So
you ready?
Yeah,
you ready?
We got a lot to discuss, ladies and gentlemen. We apologize. After 4 minutes, we are ready. It's yours truly, your boy, Mr. Smack Like That, or Tony C. the Sum. And of course, I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Apex Hunt Kyle Robertson. What's going on with you?
What's up? And it's Robertson. Listen, sir. All right.
I've said it. You know, the crazy part was I knew I said it wrong, but I was like, maybe he don't catch it. I know what you're like. I know what it is.
I know.
I said it wrong, and I was like, maybe he ain't gonna catch that. This guy never lets me live anything down when it comes to these names. Never. I could say a name and I can know that I kind of said it wrong, but you know how you just go with it. Not him. He got to tell you. He got to tell you.
You got to know you're wrong. Where's my water? Oh, I got my water here. See, I got my water and I got it in something that's not listed, so it's okay. I don't got to cover up nothing.
Oh no, see, the good thing is, you did it the smart way. So I have. Ooh, before we get into it, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot to. Y'all see this mug? Nothing special about this mug, right, Cal? You wouldn't say nothing special about it.
No.
There's nothing at the bottom of it. Nothing special about this mug, right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, this mug cost me $16. That's pretty, to me, expensive for a mug that's it doesn't heat itself up. None of that. So $16 for a regular, it's got to be maybe a 16-ounce mug, maybe something like that, right? That's kind of expensive, right?
Okay.
So, guess who mug this is?
Whose mug is it?
NASCAR Hall of Fame mug. Now, but you wouldn't know that, right? Would you know that?
Whose mug was it?
It's mine. I've
Yeah.
only used it twice.
You mean you
In
got
my
it at the NASCAR Hall of Fame?
I got it at the NASCAR Hall of Fame, and it said NASCAR Hall of Fame. So I did a gentle wash because they tell you don't put it in the dishwasher. So of course, me being the clean person I am before I put anything in there, it's been sitting on my shelf since I've been back from NASCAR Hall of Fame back in April. It's been sitting there. So I was like, oh, I want to use it today.
Okay.
The stickers, it was a sticker. It wasn't like engraved. It wasn't like whatever they use so you can wash it at least a couple times. I did a gentle wash in my sink. Why was it the letters peeling, literally peeling like a sticker? I said, ain't you mother lying? I know that's one right, son. Smell like that. I talk about upset. Upset. I'm still upset. I sent NASCAR, I sent you an email. It's in my Smack Like That Gaming. Yeah, I sent you an email about that.
Let's see if they actually respond to you.
I have an issue for that because say if I never, you know what I'm saying? It could have been anything. It could have been for somebody I bought. How would I feel giving a gift to somebody? And they like, the fuck? $16 for a mug. I can get $16 mug and have my logo on it. What the? So that pisses me off. I hate wasting money on things I don't want to spend money on. I wanted to spend money on a memorabilia, right? I'm going to use it. I'm sure it's going to be. I have Fast and the Furious mugs that I still have from probably a decade ago. So it's like for me to have this and used it once, and the day that I used it, the letters peeled off. Trust me, NASCAR, I'm upset at you. Very.
So, with that transition, talking about spending money, let's get into some
Yes.
F1 rumor mill.
See how
Went on
see
a
how we connected
tangent.
those two. You see how we connected those
You
two
see
together?
how I had to do that transition there
I
because my
loved it.
co-host just gets
I will get
sidetracked.
yes, I will. I just
So,
had to let people know. I wasn't sidetracked. I just
uh-huh.
felt it just had to be known about what was going on.
Yes, so the rumor mill here, Max Verstappen and George Russell. This is what's going on here. George Russell, who is the lead driver right now at Mercedes, has not gotten a contract, extension or a new contract yet from Total Wolff. So he's trying to figure out why. And Toto has, well, first I guess George kind of speculated saying he hasn't gotten a contract extension because Mercedes is looking to sign Max. Total Wolff came out and said, "Yeah, we're looking to sign Max Verstappen." So the question is George Russell driving for his seat, or is Kimi Antonelli going to be put on the shelf for a year if they can get Max? And what kind of insane, divisive team implosion is going to happen if you have Max Verstappen and George Russell driving, on the same team? And Toto, his response was, "I dealt with Nico and Lewis, so how worse can it get?" Nico and Lewis started off as best friends.
Okay.
George and Max have never liked each other to begin with, so that should be interesting.
I think when you have those two who don't like each other, right, to an extent, I think because they're both competitive in their sport. I think we've seen it in basketball, mainly basketball, because football. Eventually, you get it's a lot of moving parts. You got what 50 something people, 60 people on a team, 50 something people on a team
For what?
for football. It's like
Oh, yeah,
50,
53.
yeah, 53 on an
Yeah,
active roster, right? Not
yeah,
including practice squad. So when you
yeah,
have all these people, that's different, but more playing parts of like a racing when it's
yeah.
only so many in the seats. I think in basketball where it's 12 to 15 guys, not including the coaches. I feel we can have that where it's okay. I think it helps the team out because iron sharpens iron, right? So I'm thinking, granted, they don't like each other. It's been put out that they don't like each other.
Yeah.
So why can't I think that could work? Some people I can understand why people would think it couldn't, but I can see why it could because I mean George Russell is a good driver. Is he Max Verstappen? It's different.
Yeah. I get your analogy on iron sharpens iron. I In this case, I don't know if that is what could happen,
Okay.
because if it comes down to it, like with McLaren today, they were able to race each other straight up, you know? If it comes down to those two are fighting for first and second in the championship, or fighting for a race win, and they say you are free to race, what is going to happen? Because
Okay,
they both know how to be pretty cheeky at the wheel.
but that's what you. They're not gonna come out and say it. Only some of them. What
What?
you want? Who won it at the end of the day, right?
No, you don't want teammates to crash into each other because in
I get
F1,
that. I get
F1,
that.
the team championship is what's key, not the driver championship. All the money is in the team championship. But yes, you want to have fireworks.
But they
So
say publicity, or either way, right? I'm gonna get my publicity regardless of how I get it.
yeah, yeah, it's definitely gonna be something. But yeah, so with all that being said, the race was interesting. Lando Norris had a hell of a pole lap. He qualified first with I think he had about over a half a second gap to second place. So it was pretty good qualifying lap by Lando. The first two rows it was McLaren Ferrari McLaren Ferrari.
Okay.
So and then Verstappen qualified in seventh. So it was going to be an uphill battle, and they were at Red Bull's home track, which Verstappen has taken the last four poles in a row.
So he ain't take this one.
21, 22, 23, 24. He had poles. So as you can see, Red Bull's on the back foot. I mean, we already seen that so far this season, but they are for sure on the back foot this season. So it was an interesting way to start. Did you see the race, Smack?
Yes, I woke up.
So
I
you
was going
saw,
to sleep at 4 something in the morning. I woke
yeah,
up ready
yeah.
to, mind you, y'all know I cover boxing too, so I had to watch that boring headliner fight. But y'all can see my video that's posted on there about it. We're not gonna get into it. So after that, I had some other stuff to take care of, and I had to go sleep till about 4 in the morning. Woke up, my alarm clock woke me up about 8:30. Started dozing back off. Woke up right at the formation lap. So yes, I
Which
watched the whole
which
entire
formation lap? The first or second one?
second.
Oh, okay. So you missed the first one. So you see Carlos Sainz not getting off the line.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Oh, he
So
pulled the no teasers for y'all who
he
have
he
not seen the movie. Who have
he
not seen
almost
the movie?
he
I'm
almost
no
did.
teasers.
That's what everyone was joking with. But then, so what happens if you cause an aborted start? You got to start in the pits.
Yep,
So he,
just like an iRacing.
caused an aborted start, went back around, went back to his position in the pits to start, and then his rear brakes caught on fire,
They just having a bad
straight up
day.
a blaze. So immediately parked
So is
out
that
out.
technically would you consider his fault? Because if that would have happened, it could have happened while he was. Would you rather have it happen right there in the pits, or would you rather happen while he was racing?
Have what happened?
Because obviously he couldn't get it to go right.
Yeah, no, there was a hydraulic issue, I guess, in the
Oh,
gearbox or
okay.
something
So
like
he
that.
didn't do it
Or
maliciously.
no. That was no. What you saw was Hollywood drama.
Okay.
No, in the real life stuff, no. He just had either a mechanic or a hydraulic issue with the gearbox,
Mhm.
or something was wrong with his brakes because it seemed like his brakes might have been on the whole way through the track because they caught on fire as soon as he stopped in the pits, like immediately. It was weird. But yeah. So like I said, we had Lando on pole, Charles Leclerc in second, Oscar in third, Lewis in fourth. Um, so a green flag. They had Lando got a really good start.
Oh,
Oscar was able to sneak by. Uh, Oscar was able to sneak by Charles and take second place. And then you go into turn three, and Kimi Antonelli, he didn't miss his breaking point.
he locked him.
He
He said because he
he
said he
locked
did
his
not.
rears.
They
Yeah,
asked him. He said
yeah,
I did not miss my breaking point. I did not
yeah,
do it late. It's just that everybody else was breaking, and then when I
yeah.
tried to break, I locked him.
He locked up his rears, and so happened that Max Verstappen was his barrier to help him stop. So the four-time world champion was out the race, and Lewis Hamilton's replacement, Kimi Antonelli, who I think is going to be a great driver in the future if he can hopefully keep his seat.
The rest
Um,
is them.
yeah, it's a very interesting picture there, but yeah, it took him out the race. As you can see, Kimi's left front suspension is completely broken there. His left front met Max's, I think, right rear and broke his suspension as well. So out early. That was interesting. But on the bright side, Max walked over to Kimmy after the accident, and they just had a cordial conversation because Max can be a firecracker sometimes, so it's good
I
to know.
definitely thought, hey, I'm not gonna lie, I've only been watching F1 probably 2 years, like really watching it.
Yeah.
For 2 years. So
Hmm.
I'm used to the NASCAR. I gotta come holler at you, like holler at you. So I'm thinking
Yeah.
I might get. Granted, I ain't seen no khaki shorts. So I wasn't expecting the Ricky Stenhouse. He ain't had a Ricky Stenhouse attitude with the khaki shorts.
Yeah.
But I definitely thought Verstappen, because from what I've seen and what I've read about him, I'm like, oh, he gotta let the young boy know, Slim. Hey, Slim, let me show you where you done messed up at.
Yeah, no, I mean, he walked over right to Kimmy, and Kimmy was like, he already raised his hand up, and he's like, you see his hand gestures. He's like, I'm a wheel. Yeah, he was like, it's my fault. I locked up, and that's what happened. And then Max was like, it's all good. Pat him on the back, and they kind of went about it because I mean, issues happen. You
Is
know,
that a rookie move?
no, it happens to everybody, especially at that turn. A lot of people had issues locking up their rears. Lewis locked up his rears in the race.
Yes,
I
he
think
definitely did. Yes.
Lando locked up his rears in the race. Like it's happened multiple times. It's just you know, it's a what's it called? The side effect of that track because you're coming from really high speed to a really sharp turn. It's not even a 90-degree angle. It's worse than that, honestly.
Yeah.
It's not a hairpin, but it's a really tight turn. So to get woed up that quickly to make such a sharp turn, you're gonna lock up your rears. It happens. Um, so I mean, yeah, that happened. Lando was in control from early. You know, um, Williams' woes continued even after Carlos Sainz fell out. Alex Albon had to fall out the race too because his car started overheating. So they retired him on lap 17, and then from there, you had Oscar Piastri was chasing down Lando, and in F1 they try and give preferential strategy to the car ahead, pit strategy.
Yep.
And with Oscar chasing down Lando and pits coming up, Oscar's like, I need to get ahead of Lando as soon as possible. And he almost made the cardinal sin in F1 is don't hit your teammate.
That
So
was that was when I
that was
saw that, I said, "Oh!"
yeah,
I was like, "Oh yeah, this is about to be bad. This is about to be horrible."
yeah. So he didn't hit him, thankfully. So that was interesting. So yeah, he made the dive bomb attempt or outbroke himself, but didn't hit Lando. Lando stayed in first. Oscar stayed in second. Lando got preferential treatment for the first pit stop, and things kind of kicked off from there. I mean, it was a pretty smooth race for Lando out front. Um, but I wanted to talk about that second Red Bull seat, like I was telling you before. You had Yuki Tsunoda, who is now in the second Red Bull seat after replacing Liam Lawson earlier this year. Yuki has thrived before at the Red Bull Junior team. He moves over to that um I don't want to call it explosive, but horrible. We'll say a horrible second Red Bull seat because they can't, other than Checo, and even with that, it was still an issue. They just can't keep um the drivers in that second seat because Red Bull they build the car around one person only,
Mhm.
and that's Max Verstappen. So whoever's in that second car, they have no chance at doing well because they got rid of Liam Lawson because he finished, I think, last in the first 4 races of the season.
Mhm.
Liam Lawson goes over to the junior team, finishes 6th. He's gotten points in 2 of the, I think, 3 races this season or something like that.
Okay.
So, it's one of those things. Yuki finished in second. He finished in the 15th, but he was the last car running because
Yes.
of all the DNFs. Um, it's 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 really, disheartening to see. Red Bull needs to go back to the drawing board and
They gotta figure it out.
figure out. Hmm?
They gotta do something. They gotta figure it out.
Yeah, they're relying on Max too much.
Then
Literally, max all their
obviously, if
points.
Max leaves, then what do you do? Like, you make a great point. If Max
Yeah,
leaves,
yeah,
Red Bull, what are you going to do? So that means Everybody's not him. So you making
Mhm.
this car for this driver.
Yep.
Obviously, what he does, you
Yeah.
cannot. It's not something you put in a factory and manufacture. That's who believes in a higher power, God-given talent, right?
Mhm.
And obviously, he puts the work in to have that talent as well, skill, all of that. He's who he is.
Yeah.
Stop making the other car only for him. He can't drive both of them.
Yeah. You want to win a team championship and get all the money that comes at the end of the season. You need to have two strong cars, not just rely all your points on Max and getting the driver title. So with Max out today, early in the race, you guys couldn't score any points because you couldn't give. And Yuki is proven to be a great driver. He has been proven to be a really great driver, or I guess a good driver. Regardless, he's a good driver at Racing Bulls. He was getting points. That second that junior team is doing way better than the senior team. That's a problem. So and please do not touch don't touch Isaac Hajar. Cannot say his name right. Because Isaac Hajar is the best driver they have right now at Racing Bulls, and if they take him over to that Red Bull seat, it's gonna kill his confidence, like it did Alex Albon, like it did Pierre Gasly, like it did Daniel Kvyat, like it did Liam Lawson. I mean, I can keep going on, you know? Like, it's Red Bull, y'all need to get your stuff together. But anyway, with that being said, the only other thing we had from that race was Lewis begged to stay out and try and do a one stop,
Yeah.
and Ferrari said, "No, let's not." Even
That
though
man came in. He said, "I said no stop. I said
yeah,
no stop."
he said, "I'm fine on these tires, I don't wanna stop." And, I mean, they had over a pit stop lead over George in 5th place. So they could have risked it, they could have risked a one stop and been fine. Just see what happens. I mean, worst that could happen is Lewis tires would have fallen off, and Charles would have passed him, and then Lewis would have gotten new tires and finished in 4th place anyway. But no, they just said, "No, we're gonna just stick to our strategy."
Now,
I mean, I don't know.
with that, Norris and Piastri
Yep.
1-2 combo.
Yeah.
McLaren is 60 points in front of Red Bull in the drivers' championship, right?
Um, I believe so.
So, from what I'm read from Racing News, if I'm not mistaken, Ferrari already is like, all right, you got to win like 3 races for that.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, Piastri is 61 points ahead of Max, and um, Lando is 46 points ahead of Max.
Mind you, when he won, he still was it was like like 5 laps to go, I think it was. He ended up having damage to his wing, which I don't recall how he got that.
Lando
Just-
had damage?
Yeah, he had damage to his wing, but they wanted him to keep racing, even though the damage couldn't, like, it was affecting his car balance. He ended up winning, obviously, but
Yeah.
Piastri was able to catch him, but he had to fight off, like you say, he had to fight off his teammate, and he had damage to his wing.
Lando got lucky at the end of the race because he came up upon that Bortoleto and Alonso battle.
Yes,
So
which was a
so
great
Lando
battle.
used them as a pick at the end of the race.
Hey, that's the thing
I
with
mean,
lap. That's what. Hey, when you got lap traffic and all that
hey,
coming up,
I do the same thing in iRacing when I have the lap car around. If I need some help, I use them as a pick. That's what you got to do. That's called strategy. You know?
hey, what they say, use all the track.
Yeah,
So, and that's what he used. So, shout out to McLaren for the 1-2 combo. They killing it. Lewis
yeah,
finished 4th. He didn't get a podium, but Charles Leclerc did
yeah,
get
yeah. Ferrari had some pace this weekend. They were, we'll call it, best of the rest because McLaren's just so far out up front. Like you said, they're 46 and 61 points ahead in the drivers' championship. In the team championship, they're 207 points. 207 points ahead in the drivers in the team championship. So that is literally if McLaren was to go and not show up to 5 races, Ferrari would need to get a 1-2 in 5 races, and they'd be ahead
cancel
by 3.
Christmas. You can cancel
Hmm?
You can cancel Christmas after that.
Yeah. Like, And even with that, they'd be ahead by, let me see, 207. They'd be ahead by 8 points essentially. That's not a lot.
Definitely.
So,
I
yeah.
mean, that's correct. Hey, McLaren has figured it out, and I'm
Yeah.
when you got a team that's figuring it out with domin dominating tracks, and you have drivers that putting it to the pavement with Norris and Piastri. I mean, you're gonna have that. This is Ferrari's first year with Lewis, so obviously they gotta dial in the car, get him where he's comfortable at.
Yeah.
Do I think some of it is on Lewis? Yes, I do
I
think some
mean,
of he. I think he's had chances. I don't know what's going on with the qualifying, but I think some of it is him. But also, like I said, it's a new team. Got to get with the new everything. They got to dial the car.
it's 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 uh it's Lewis getting used to the car. I mean, he's a 10th, 2 tenths behind Charles, and familiarity with a vehicle will give you those extra tenth or two. So that's just how it is. That's why Charles is faster because he knows the car. Hey,
OJ,
OJ,
what's
how's it
good?
going? How's it going? Welcome back, man. Appreciate you showing up.
Oh, we're gonna get to that, OJ. Don't worry, we're gonna get to that. Don't
So,
you worry.
yeah. But I mean, yeah, all that being said, shout out to McLaren 1, 2, Ferrari 3, 4. It was a pretty interesting race for the most part. But yeah, moving on to you want to get on to the boring race?
Yeah, so we gotta come back in what 30 seconds. So we going straight through.
Well, just go straight through. It's fine.
All right, all right.
Yeah,
Since
go straight
since
through.
open wheel wasn't was only one race, and I think where's F1 at next week?
Silverstone, I want to say. Is that next week?
No, it's not next week.
It is. It
Yes,
is
my
next week.
fault. At 10 a.m.
Yes,
Eastern, they're going to be at the
Silverstone.
Silverstone British Circuit, the
Love
British
that track.
Circuit.
Lewis is
What do you like about the track?
It's a fun track to drive, and that's Lewis's best track. He's won 8 times there. That's He's the most successful driver at that track for one.
Hey, y'all
But
gotta
no,
give my man his flowers if he do it on the first year with Ferrari. I'm just saying. Just saying.
he won last year with
Yeah, I remember.
yeah, with Mercedes. So I'd be damn happy if he was able to win that Silverstone again. That'd be 9 times at one track.
Hey,
That'd be insane.
I mean,
So, but it's a good track. It lends itself to some good battles. So, well, I mean, we'll see how that one goes.
and then we got the Honda Indy 200 at Mid Ohio
Oh, that is next
for
week, isn't it?
IndyCar Series at 1 p.m. July 6th. That's
Yeah,
Eastern Standard Time. So you got Indy 200 July 6th at 1 p.m. Eastern, and we got F1 at 10 a.m. Eastern. All right, so
yeah.
that is for our open wheel segment. Now, on to one of the boring out of the three. Only one was born.
Out of the NASCAR races this weekend, yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
that truck race was a snooze fest. I had high hopes for that truck race. I really did. I really did. They performed well on road courses before. I don't know if it's a talent level.
I mean, this was their
Talent
first time at Connecticut road course, too, racing in Connecticut.
they
So,
they've raced before at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park and had an amazing race. So being a brand new track is there's no excuse. I don't know if it's a talent discrepancy or if it's I don't know what it is, but that race was so boring. I was happy to see Jordan Taylor go out there
yes,
and set the lap record. That was pretty damn cool because being a sports car fan, seeing Jordan Taylor out there was cool.
he was in third for most of the race, too.
Yeah, yeah. Because he got moved out the way, I think at the beginning from Lane Riggs, and he just kind of settled in. Corey Heim did Corey Heim things, except this time he didn't have a stupid issue come up.
Yeah.
He just had a smooth race. And Corey Heim is a racing prodigy. The kid is fast.
I mean,
So
like they say, they some from what they were saying about Corey Haim, right?
yeah,
They feel he's just a kid who should be racing on Sundays, but sometimes races Fridays and Saturdays.
yeah. I mean, there's no space for him to race
Right
on
now,
Sundays yet. I mean, we'll see because either 2311 will open up a fourth car for him, or possibly Legacy can bring a third car in for him if Legacy doesn't go to Dodge in the next couple years. So yeah, he'll either be driving for Legacy or 2311 in the next You got Riley Herbst there next year, so I'm gonna say 2027. We'll see Herbst. We'll see not Love. Jeez, we'll see Corey Heim in cups and just
Yeah, Lime Rock, I
yeah
was disappointed in it as well. I
yeah.
didn't
Lime Rockets.
get everything out I wanted to get out. I mean,
No, not at all.
with 5 laps to go before Corey Heim took the checker, there was
Ugh,
a little mix up. And
stupid restart. Just
yeah,
that's one thing that pisses me off about NASCAR. Just a dumb restart. Like there's no need to just shove your car in there like that. Like just be. I don't know. I'd say be patient, but Chandler Smith decided to use Jordan Taylor as his I guess his stopping his brakes. That's it.
breakers.
Yeah, used him as his brakes. Shoved him completely off the track. Like you were back in like eighth at the time. What was the point of that?
Yeah.
So that messed up a really good finish for Jordan, who was driving really well for his first truck race. Um, Raj was doing pretty well.
Yeah, Raj
Um,
in the top 10. I want to say he was like 7 for something like that before all that happened.
yeah, he was. He was. They both fell back to I want to say 24th and 25th. Jordan finished in 20th. Raj finished in 21st. V8 supercar driver Cam Waters finished in 5th, driving the 66 car for Thor Motorsport for Thor Sport. Sorry. So that was cool to see with another V8 supercar driver coming over. Um, and messing around in I guess stock cars. But
Mhm.
yeah, other than that, it was a boring race.
Yeah, so
So
we're not going to spend too much time on this. Shout out to Corey Heim doing
yes,
Corey Heim things.
good for Corey Heim. But on to Hotlanta. Let's get to the fun stuff. Fun
Yes.
stuff.
Now, mind
Xfinity.
you, I had to tell. I had my shout out to my boy Clean Cut. If y'all in DC, Maryland, Virginia area, y'all need them get a great from a ball head. They got a VIP package. They massage your ball head and all that crazy stuff. Or you need a taper, need your locks chopped off, whatever. My man's can do it. Shout out to him. It was his 40th, so I spent that night doing that. The problem was though, ladies and gentlemen, I'm thinking. So I set my DVR for when the
Mm-hmm.
race is supposed to start. I come home.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to catch the Deontay Wilder fight because I'm thinking I'm trying not to look at my phone or whatever, so I don't get any updates or look at Twitter or whatever for who
Yeah.
won the Xfinity race. So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, great! I didn't get no notifications today. Great, NASCAR app
Right.
not working. Great. I get home, I watch the Deontay Wilder fight. I lay down. While I'm looking on X, and I'm still seeing people
The race
talk
is still
about
going
the
on.
Xfinity race like it's still going on.
Yep.
I said, you know what? Don't look. Wait till the morning. I wake up the next morning. I see that they was on a rain delay, and when I go to hit the to watch it, just thinking my stuff was on some new next level stuff where I'm like, all right, cool. Kind of fine. I'm thinking my thing gonna be like, nah, we know it's a rain delay. We're gonna record the race because it's gonna say Xfinity series, so we're just gonna record the race when it actually happens. Nah,
Right.
that joint stopped recording. I got nothing but them talking during the rain delay.
Yep.
Talking about
Hey, I my cable provider, YouTube TV, I've been using to record, and they extended that thing, so I got everything. So I don't know who you
I mean,
got, but
mine allows it to be extended. Like how many hours? I didn't think we're
but you
going to
gotta
have this issue.
but you gotta put it to extend, right?
Yeah, it asks you
Yeah, no.
how long do you want it to extend
I
to.
just set record program, and it does its thing, so I don't have to worry about all that. But with all that being said, Sheldon Creed was on pole,
Yes, he was.
so yeah,
When they finally got
that
going.
that that man has to get his first win eventually because he has so many seconds and so many poles. I don't know what's worse, how long it took Daniel Hemrick to get a win, or how long it's gonna take Sheldon Creed to get a win. But yeah,
Mm.
he was on pole. Austin Hill, the Georgia boy, was in second place. You know,
He was my. If I was a betting person, he was the person I was going to go for the win.
yeah. Um, I mean he's pretty good at the super speedway tracks. Um, had a really early wreck where the 16 Christian Eckes spun the 31, and they collected Josh Williams in the 11, William Squalich in the 18, and I'm not even sure who was in the 26, but it was a 5-car pileup early in the race.
Yes, it was. Perkins got Parker Redsclaff. Perkins looked like he tried to clear himself. So if he's on the outside wall, Perkins was coming
Yeah.
and he kind of like went like right here.
Yeah.
So that caused that like he wasn't all the way clear.
Mm,
So
yeah,
that
yeah.
caused that first within the first full lap.
That first one. Yeah, it was a really quick one. And then Austin Hill had a fuel pickup issue. So your favorite was out quickly, down 6 laps immediately. And then
That's
yeah,
kind of
we had
hard for you to come back if you're down 6 laps,
yeah,
especially in a super speedway.
yeah.
That's kind of difficult.
It's happened before.
I ain't saying it ain't happened.
It's happened before. That was back in the day though, before they had all the big time drafting. But then yeah, lap 37 we had the wet rain delay for an hour and 19-minute rain delay. So, and
I
then
just
we
like speaking on the rain delays, right? When you have these
yeah,
issues with these rain, I always
yeah,
ask myself like, it's almost like when you getting ready to play a sport. You and I both play sports. So when you like, all right, game time is this, right? So you start put your headphones on, do whatever you gotta do to get yourself ready for that day.
right,
Yourself in the mode. So
right.
with racing, it's so much mental as it is. People like, oh, you're just sitting in the car. Obviously, they still work out, still got to deal with, the heat and everything. So they still work out, lift
Yeah.
weights, whatever. The thing is, mentally, you have to reprogram yourself to get out of the mood. Because once you start a basketball game, if they stop the basketball game, that's it. Like when that pandemic happened, I think they was
Mm,
in OKC or Denver or somewhere. I can't remember if they was in where they was at when they made the announcement that okay, we got to cancel the game. And then, but for racing,
mhm.
how you start and then it's an hour and something rain delay. So now I got to get out my car. I gotta because sometimes they let you stay in there depending, but once it's lightning and stuff, you gotta get
Yeah,
out the car. So
you
you
got
out
the
of the
car.
car now. You like all right. I just wonder what do they do. I gotta ask them when next time I see some drivers. What do you do to keep your mind in play to know that hey, when you get that call, because
It's
I don't understand it.
it's different with racing because I mean, with basketball, you have your halftime and you can kind of stay in the mood because you got you're doing with the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah,
The
with
Super
the
Bowl, you
light
got you
going on.
got the extended, you got the no, I'm saying in general, just like you have
Oh,
halftime and you kind of just, you're in the competitive atmosphere, then you stop, you go to the locker room,
mhm.
you regenerate and you come back. Um, I said regenerate, you know what I meant, rejuvenate. Anyway, um, with football in the Super Bowl, you got your extended halftime,
Mhm.
so you kind of, you have a lot more going on, so you kind of get out that mindset. You got to try and figure out a way to stay in that mindset. With NASCAR or not NAS racing in general, you get out that car, it's different because when it comes to racing, you're you're by yourself, you know?
Yeah.
So you can switch, I guess, who you are, if that makes sense. You get out the car, you're one person.
Basically, I'm a
You're kinda
different
doing your own
person when I get
thing.
in my car.
And you get back in the car, you put the helmet on, you strap them seatbelts on, that's your time just to re-lock in.
Mhm. Okay.
So, I
I
mean, it's
understand.
possible to do that, you know? So I think these guys are really easy or, really good at compartmentalizing. So it's not
All right.
really an issue there.
So after the rain delay was lifted and they got back
That
going,
yeah,
what lap was that? There was that lap boy.
it was lap 40 something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it had a massive wreck.
Jesse Love. Yeah, I remember when I saw it, he had it was quite a few that got connected. He ended up messing up his bumper. They had to rip that off.
Yeah, he was trying to pass Sam Mayer. And
Yep.
Sam Mayer, there was a hole at the top that he went for that wasn't, I guess it closed too quickly. Um the question is, was it Love's fault or was it Mayer's fault for throwing a late block? But either way, it collected 9 cars. It took out Creed. It took out Sammy Smith. It took out Justin Allgaier. Of course, Love got some damage. A bunch of other guys got some damage. So that was one thing. And then later on in the race, Love gets into the same issue again. Overly aggressive, and he spins Harrison Burton after Harrison was having a pretty good
Yes,
run.
he did. Yeah, but Harrison was able to save that joint from going into
Oh,
the
it was
wall.
a it was a beautiful
Oh
save.
my gosh.
He still spun and had to go and get some new tires after they popped, but that was an amazing save by Harrison to not get any damage there.
Yeah. So shout out to him for that one.
Yeah. Um, and then we had Jeremy Clemens. He had a fuel issue while running up front.
Shout out to
So
Brandon Jones taking stage 2, hometown kid.
yeah,
First
yeah.
stage win at his home track. So shout out to Brandon Jones. Brandon Jones has been, I mean, he's won some, but you definitely hear his name a lot now.
Yeah, now that he's back and comfortable with JGR.
Mhm.
He didn't have a good couple of years with JRM. Like he
Yeah,
left JGR with JRM, didn't do that well. Went back home to JGR and seems to be running like the Brandon Jones of old. He hadn't had a stage win since 2022. And then he got one this weekend and he got one last weekend. So
they figuring it out.
hmm?
They figuring it out.
Yeah, no, he's figuring it out. No, that's for sure. Yeah. So yeah, it's a good driver there. Um, but yeah, things started to get spicy
Whew,
towards the end of the race. Nick
man,
Sanchez grabbing that lead from Amarola.
let's get
The
on the
power
fact
move.
of how we said Jesse Love was collected in the wreck, right?
Mm-hmm.
First full lap. No, that was the one after that. But where the bumper had to come off and all that. Mind you, his grill is exposed and all. This man with like 5 to go, he was like in 5th to 7th place.
Right.
So still with a car that, hey, we're gonna get everything we can out of this car. This car checking or wrecking.
Right. Yeah.
So when you got that, it's just like, yo, that shows the talent level of the team and the driver.
Him and his BFF out there working together, trying to work their way through the field. Hey man, you know them boys are tight. Look
Yeah.
at you saw their interview during the rain delay. Him and Connor, you know, they're inseparable. Now him and Connor on track were working together to to do what they got to do to get up there. So it was good to see. But Nick Sanchez and that big machine team were just strong. Nick Sanchez made some power moves out there.
Yes, he
Took
did.
the lead from Jesse Love. I can't believe Jesse Love was leading after all of that, but yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Sanchez took the lead from Jesse Love and just went on to take that dub.
Definitely got to give it up to Sanchez getting the dub. Definitely.
Yeah, yeah,
Gate spiked. Nick Sanchez is his first win in the Xfinity Series.
yeah,
I've been watching him since he was in ARCA.
yep. Running for Rev Racing,
That
Raj's
that that that
teammate.
yes, young guy. He's young. He's special. Something
Yeah,
special. Very special.
yeah. Florida boy right there. I gotta say,
Of
gotta
course.
throw it out there. It's a Florida boy.
I mean, of course, it's a Florida boy. Dang, y'all race year round.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, we do.
I mean, we got some. I mean, you got the up north people, but gee, y'all gonna clean up. Y'all race year round.
Yeah, that's true. No, that was an overall good race, And my boy Zilich had a good finish though too. So not too mad at that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So moving on from now, granted, Xfinity was crazy.
Xfinity was crazy, but
If you saw now, OJ, we get into Cup Series.
the fun part.
When I mean to tell you the Cup Series, not just the wrecks, because some of us have looked at things like I asked you before, and I read a blog from the woman. I know she did. Her name is Elizabeth. I forget her last name,
Hmm.
but she does the thing with Ash Vandalay. They do a co-stream co-host with
Ash Vandalay?
Ash Vandalay. She's
Who's
on
that?
Twitch. She's on Twitch.
Bro, I'm
She's done
sorry.
she's done some NASCAR stuff, and like she does NASCAR, F1, Indy, and all of that. But
Yeah, I gotta check this.
yeah, when I was talking to you about 4 episodes ago about how you what makes a great race, right? And like
Okay.
and so Elizabeth, she spoke on it about,
Okay.
we can't always, be okay with if we don't have a lot of wrecks and stuff like that.
A lot of action.
I enjoyed the wrecks, but I will say I am happy with this race.
At
I'm not totally
Atlanta.
happy with the winner.
Don't even. Don't even. Don't you
We'll
dare.
get to that.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you
He
ever dare.
cool.
Don't you dare. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. How dare you? Let's just say Atlanta was an amazing track. Atlanta with the repave was amazing. The drivers didn't want the repave, but we got the repave.
Yeah, real
And
quick, the woman's name is Elizabeth Blackstock. Yeah, I was reading her blog one time, and but I will say now, mind you, like they were saying, the commentators were saying, right?
I gotta switch my wheel.
Oh
I
yeah,
forgot. We're talking NASCAR
oval. So
push the
now we got
wheel.
to
Well,
switch to the
I
wheel.
forgot.
He'll get it. He'll get it sooner or later.
Apologies.
He'll get it sooner or later. You know what I'm saying? We make it good. He gonna have an assistant come in there. Phew,
Do it for me, right?
don't worry. So my thing is, they even said like, listen, these people kept saying no repave. Don't you repave this track?
Yeah.
Granted, I don't call it Echo Park. It's still Atlanta. Still Atlanta.
Oh, it's still Atlanta Motor. Yeah, that's
Not
still Motor Speedway.
Mama call it Atlanta. I'm calling it Atlanta.
Yeah. Yeah, they said don't repave it, but now this is one of the most. I mean, it had some good racing before, but man, this track lends itself to some amazing racing now that they turned it into a speedway or super speedway, whatever you call it. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed the race. The Ford's horsepower on super speedways is phenomenal. You had Logano on pole. You had Logano on pole. You had Penske taking up the first 4 spots because we gonna call Josh Berry Penske because Lord knows he's a Penske. His car's built in a Penske shop. So
Okay.
Penske took the first 4 spots, and you had Ford in its first 8 spots. Like Ford's speedway program, their engines just produce power. Those guys know what they're doing when it comes to that.
I'm happy.
So,
Just to throw that out there. I'm happy for
what happened?
I'm happy for the Fords. I am.
It's good for them. I'm just saying, like it's something to behold. Shout out to them. But yeah, Logano pole race getting started. Our boy Hocevar making up crazy spots early.
Boy, Hocevar. We'll get.
He is.
Oh my
Boy,
gosh.
the kid is quick. The kid is quick.
The
He had
guy. He's
23
Hocevar.
spots. 23 spots and 23 laps.
Yeah.
You had Hocevar stocks going up. If you had like green arrows going up, but then Chase Briscoe swap it and he was going down because he dropped 26 spots in the same amount of time.
Yeah. I did not have Hocevar. Speaking on the brackets, I didn't even have him winning on the first race of who he went against, but we'll get to that. But yeah, Hocevar, you can't take that. We can't take anything away from Hocevar. The kid's amazing. Young kid that's really dialing it in and figuring it out. What do you have on your screen?
I'm trying to bring up. That was weird.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
He's finna get banned on Twitch. If y'all not following him, make sure y'all follow my man Apex Hunting on Twitch.
Appreciate
I got him on one of my mini monitors here, and I just happened to see something that looked like I'm like, oh no, you might want to.
I was trying to bring up my bracket off in the background somewhere else.
Good thing's a black screen.
Since this is my main monitor, it brings up everything. I gotta switch that up somehow.
I think mine does that too. I don't know how you.
It's really annoying.
But when you figure it out, you let me know.
I will let you know. Okay, see, that's kind of.
But back to the race.
Yeah, let's get to the race. So, yeah. Anyway, we had a weather delay, but this time only 14 minutes.
Thank you.
Not an hour and some change for spring. For
Atlanta, people was getting. I have cousins that was stranded at the airport
in Atlanta.
Yes, Atlanta had issues this weekend.
I guess for the lightning because it didn't really rain.
Some people was stranded for like 15 hours in Atlanta airport.
Interesting.
There's like Delta canceled flights.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it was others. I'm not just throwing Delta out there, but that's the one I knew family who were on. There were issues going on.
Yeah.
And so it was just like some people stranded 15 hours.
Yeah.
In the airport.
That's wild. Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, well, we had the issue, I guess, the rain delay or lightning delay, we'll call it. But we got back going green. Seabell just happened to lose it.
That's the guy I can't never count out. Anytime you ask me about Seabell,
yeah,
as long as he's not going against Bubba.
I mean, technically he collected Bubba this one, so.
Or Ryan Blaney, like when it's not that situation.
Yeah.
Seabell, you asked me like championship 4.
Yeah.
As long as the other 2 drivers aren't in it. And I put him right up there. I'm going for him or Denny Hamlin if they're in the championship 4. I don't care. Like Seabell is just a guy. He's like, listen, I'm a racer. I'm going to race. He's starting to get a little personality, I guess, with him and stuff like that.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
So I like that. I like he's coming in his own. But y'all, we always want these personality people, but we also got to figure out a lot of these kids are young.
Yeah.
So they come in you're young and you racing with grown men. Some of them have families. Granted, a lot of these people, especially in racing, I realize they get married pretty young.
You got money.
These guys are getting married. I mean, NBA players ain't getting married super young. Let's be real. Let's be real. Just saying.
Anyway,
Where my man Colin at? Colin will back me on this.
yeah, you would. You also say, "Shut up, Smack." Beside the point, that boy Seabell, he was he was doing pretty good. He got to the high line. He just flat out lost it. And when he lost it, he collected 5 or 6 cars with him. You know, he took the um front right splitter damage to Bubba,
Yeah.
which that kind of messed up Bubba's race for a little bit. Really messed up Ryan Blaney, took him out the race.
Yeah, Ryan was done.
Ryan was done, so that busted some brackets.
Brackets were busted
Austin,
like right after that.
Austin Dillon was taken out. Kyle Busch had some damage.
Yeah,
AJ
Kyle Busch.
Allmendinger was out. Yeah, so it was I think it was 6 cars or so taken out in that first one. So that was an interesting wreck. Unfortunate. Yeah, but we'll get to the other one later. Austin Cindric wins stage 1. So that was good for him, you know. Stage 2. Stage 2.
Stage 2, if you didn't want to watch NASCAR, stage 2 is where you became a fan.
Stage 2 was the big one, the super speedway big one, the bracket buster.
I think it was lap 69.
Nice.
Collected 29.
It's a good number.
29.
It's a good number there.
29 cars.
29 cars in one wreck.
Who bracket still
Absolute-
alive? That's what I want to know. Who bracket was still alive?
We gonna
after
get to
lap
the
69?
brackets later, but yes, that if anybody has a perfect bracket after that, you need to, give me your number. I'll play the lottery with you or something. We'll split that.
I
I'm gonna
felt like
say
this was March Madness after that because nobody
yeah.
got it right this year with March Madness.
If anybody got that right, I'm gonna play the lotto with them and I'll split 90-10. I'll give them 90%. I'll take the 10. I mean, shoot, dude. Hey,
A rabbit foot.
listen. The lotto is what, 265 million?
Don't
I'll
give
take
me
26 and
that.
be happy. That's fine. Just let me get something. Because Keely, you can pick right. Try to pick up this in-season challenge because
Yeah, I
ain't nobody
need that.
see that coming.
No, nobody did. I mean, granted,
That was
we said last week, this
yeah.
was a crapshoot. The
It's a
chance
wild card race, but I didn't see it happening like that.
and okay, let's get to Mr. LaJoy, part-time racer now.
Yeah.
He came off the booth from Amazon is done with their 5 races with
Yeah.
us. They're back
Yeah.
on TNT.
Yeah.
LaJoy hops in the car. He was in what? What car was that? Get the Was it 01?
Yeah, it's 01. Yeah, it's 01 because of his show Stacking Pennies.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he gets collected in this big race, and after he leaves the tent, they ask him, "What do you think?" He said, it's just I think I don't want to use the wrong word, and that's not what he said, but he basically told them like it's not even the last stage, and we're acting like we had a bump. He used these words like a bumper car park. Like
Yeah, I remember
it
seeing
made
that.
no sense. So
Yeah.
do you think he has a point? Like, all right, there's a time to push and go all out. Grant, this is super speedway.
We
But
hear the same thing every super speedway race. If you have Joey Logano crying about it, then you got Corey LaJoy crying about it. It's the nature of the beast, especially at a track like Atlanta, to where it's not Talladega, it's not Daytona, and you see how aggressive they are there. So you're basically taking all that aggression and
boxing source, my man's JR, what's up? If y'all in the boxing, anything boxing, he covers all boxing. Make sure y'all check him out. Great dude from the
nice.
DMV, covers boxing worldwide.
Yeah,
What's good with you? We're just talking about Atlanta. If you caught the NASCAR race this past weekend, we talking about the Atlanta Cup Series race.
Yeah, just it's one of those things like you're basically taking all that aggression from Daytona and Talladega, and you're condensing it into a track that has two less lanes, or
Yep.
just
Very
about,
yep.
and it's a mile shorter. So you're basically putting them in a smaller bull ring. things are
Okay.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like don't if you don't want to what's it called that saying you want to play in the sandbox, get out.
Hey, play with the
Don't
big
don't
dogs. If you want to stay play with the big dogs, stay on the porch.
don't come crying about it's yes you should um try it's a longer race 200 whatever laps 260 laps and we were on lap 69 when it happened but you guys just came from from a rain delay. People are antsy. It's an aggressive race. It is what it is. I don't know. I I don't got time to be hearing these dudes complain. Like, yes, we have time, but I don't know. Sorry, I'm saying we have time. I'm saying I don't have time to hear these dudes complain. It's just because you're going out there to do what you're gonna do. You know how aggressive these guys are gonna get on super speedway tracks. Is what you signed up for. So be gone with that.
Yeah, I
So
mean, after that, once they finally
yeah,
cleaned up everything and found
all
out who
29
was going to
cars.
the garage, who
Yeah.
was completely out,
hmm
brackets busted for the in-season tournament challenge.
You saw Logano's car on the replay.
Did I see his car?
They
I
showed
want to say no.
Logano's car going back to the pits.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Carter Young and hop along.
yo, his car going back
Not
to
like that. Hey,
that
Slim,
shit
that
was
daggone
so
car.
funny.
Hey, Young, I ain't gonna even hold you.
That shit was so funny. Oh man, yeah, Danny's car was absolutely destroyed. They couldn't
But
get that
for a
fixed.
while, he was just off.
A lot of people because I like NASCAR's new damage penalty damage policy because they had that stupid DVP
Mm-hmm.
stuff to where if you couldn't fix your car in 5 minutes, you're out the race. Now it's if you can't fix your car in 8 minutes, you got to go back to the garage and just fix it there.
Yeah,
And if you fix it, you come back to the race. That's so much better, you know. So Chase Briscoe was saying that they tried to fix his car. They got everything good, but the NASCAR came by and saw that their frame was bent, and we're like, nah, y'all can't race this
yeah.
because look at Chase Briscoe's car wasn't even all that damaged.
That's the crazy part. Be the things. It's almost like with insurance, and they tell you, "Oh, I'm like, oh yeah, that's fixable." Then they go, that little thing right there. Yep, that's not fixable. That's not.
Yeah, yeah. So it's unfortunate for him. Um,
After he got his first win at JGR in the Cup Series
last week
last week at Pocono.
they say you go from 0 to 0 real quick in racing.
Oh, racing humbles you completely.
It does. It humbles you for sure. So after the wreck, SVG was running pretty well.
Hey,
I was happy to see SVG running pretty well on on an oval track. So we saw that.
yeah,
We
Reddick took
saw
stage 2, even though Chase was right there.
Chase got to the
Millisecond.
front by himself at
Boy,
first. He got
that's
up
your
to the
boy. I know
front.
that's your boy.
So
He
it
just
was
quiet. He just quiet, and he races race, and he get his points. And that youngin was right there. When I mean to tell you that replay and that picture of them being
that
that close
that
together.
that was an amazing stage 2 finish. Amazing stage 2 finish. Oh man, that was I thought Chase when they showed the side by side
Yeah,
little
I
steel
thought
frame,
Chase had it.
I thought so too.
I said, I know y'all not using this picture. This picture blurrier than a Motorola Razor. What the?
Yeah.
Can we
Yeah.
get some? We got iPhones, we got Androids, we got 25, the S Ultra 25. Everybody streaming on. Don't tell me y'all couldn't get a better picture than that.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So that was wild. Um so I had to end the stage 2. Our boy Bubba got his lap back
Yeah,
after all that
finally got back
chaos.
on the lead lap.
Finally. Um Starting to stage 3 is just when everybody started spinning.
Yes.
SVG spun.
Yeah.
Bubba spun by himself. Eric Jones spun by himself.
That's
David
3
Starr spun
cautions.
by himself.
Oh, that was 4 cautions. Imagine
Yeah.
if it was up to 10 at that point. They got up to 10 after stars. Number with less
So
than
many
60 to go.
cautions.
With less than 60 to go, I think they was up
hmm
to like 10.
Yeah. It was
So
insane. And listen, I know we're gonna talk about brackets later, but I was feeling really good about my Justin Haley over Ty Gibbs pick.
oh yeah, but then he
Right up
got hit
until
by the 10 and he only had a flat tire, but he had mounted damage with 34 laps to go.
he had a flat tire, but it took them 2 laps to get his car up on the
That junk was
it was so frustrating to watch them. I'm like,
I'm like, y'all can't get this going.
cue the
What is the problem?
Cue the Three Stooges music. Trying to
I
get
said,
that
yo,
car.
I said, I be feeling bad for the AMR safety team in them because some of
Yeah.
them get out right, and they
Yeah.
get out like some of them know what to do. Other ones just be looking like, and they don't
Yeah.
have no quickness. Some of them don't have quickness with them.
You want to try and get this one up? You want to
They're
try
like,
and get this one up?
I'm gonna go ahead and get out this. They be like, yeah,
We'll
let me
figure
get up.
this out.
I'm like, get out
We
the
gon'
daggone car already.
Yeah, that was
Out the guy out. If he ain't out the car, get over there.
insane. And the crazy part is the 10 spun Justin Haley. You know who was behind the 10, right?
Who?
Ty Gibbs.
Yes, hey, that boy. No.
It's-
Hey, Ty
he's-
Gibbs was doing his thing last night.
he was moving. The
I
kid
mean,
was
not last. Yeah, last night. My fault. Yeah.
yeah, the kid was driving. He's gonna get a win soon. He's gonna get a win soon. Ty Gibbs has turned I'll say turned his season around. He's turned his fortune around. He's a competitor sorry, a contender.
He's
You
not the
know?
golden boy grandchild where that's all you see him as. Granted, people said, he won Xfinity Championship, right? Before he went to Cup. But everybody, he's just, Gibbs' grandson, so he's gotten everything for him. He's actually put in the work.
You gotta have talent to show for that stuff.
Yeah, because that only gets you in the door when you got money. It only
Exactly.
gets you in the door. It'll get you a ride because you got money.
Yeah.
But it ain't gonna keep you a ride. And it's not gonna keep you getting the notoriety of people talking about him now, not in a bad light.
Yeah.
Him fighting Sam May. No, he's matured, he's racing, and he's doing a great job at it. He's gonna get his win soon.
So that was good to see. My other one, Zane Smith took the lead.
Yes.
Zane Smith took the lead, so I don't want to hear nothing about how Zane Smith sucks.
OJ.
Man took the lead. I'm just saying.
OJ,
You
said, last week you was talking about OJ. I don't know if you're still in the chat, but you was talking about, number 38 when we was doing our brackets. You ain't had too many nice things. I mean, Zane Smith, I don't think he sucks. Do I think there's other people that's right now better than him? Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, and that happened. Hey, that was with 13 to go. And Hocevar was still hanging around all the way up to 7th.
Yeah. And speaking of Hocevar, his right or his nemesis, Ricky Stenhouse took a penalty, went all the way back to 20 something, and moved his way up to the lead.
Yes.
Ricky Stenhouse, man, he is such a good super speedway driver. It's commendable, man. And I don't even know how to say his team name. I feel like when I see how it's spelled, I feel like I'm hearing Goofy in my head.
Oh, don't worry.
Yeah.
I'll mess up a name quick. Let me see.
It's Hyak.
Hold on.
Tell me how you say that team's name.
What's the current?
I'm telling you, it sounds like Goofy.
Something is silent. Something in there is silent. Is it Yak Motorsports?
I have no idea.
The H might be silent. Or is it Hawk Motorsports and maybe the Y is silent?
That could be true. It could be true. But the way I see it spelled, I hear Goofy.
But we got to the last couple laps. I mean, we had Keselowski.
It was such a good race.
I just thought Keselowski was going to say, "Hey, go ahead. He get the win. You know what he says? Hey, I appreciate all you guys. You guys did a great job. Hey, if you got American flag back there, go ahead and bring it out to the front for me, please."
Mm-hmm.
That's what he always says. No, but that's just what he says.
Yeah.
And so I thought those are the words I'm going to hear. I said, "Oh, the Hawaiian bread roll finna win."
Listen,
I can go for some Hawaiian bread roll.
Listen, you can go for Hawaiian Bribble. This was the good part about the race. Engine number 9. All right, Mr. William Clyde Elliott II.
Youngin just said his whole
boy.
name.
I said the whole William Clyde Elliott II. Them horns ringing at the Dawsonville.
Yes, if anybody who does not know, Dawsonville, Georgia's boy, the number 1 popular driver.
Sound the sirens.
He said they have at this restaurant / diner in Dawsonville.
Yep.
When he wins, they ring this siren like it's from World War II.
I've been there. Oh, sorry. Aren't you coming to the race in Atlanta in October?
Yes, I will be there.
That track's in Dawsonville. So we can go check out the pool room.
We can
It's not that far from the track.
Yeah, he want, of
I'm
course he want
just
to go.
saying.
Of course he want to go. How
I'm
the
just
food?
I already
I
been
don't
there
care
before.
about Chase Elliott.
No,
How's the food?
the food
You
was
know I
good.
like to eat slim. And they'll tell you. I
The
get
food
in the
was good.
Discord. They be like, "Smack, what are you eating?"
The
I
food
like to
was
eat.
good. I went there with Garrett for the race I think last year. So
Okay.
we but anyway, beside the point. My boy Chase won the race. Awesome pit strategy call by Alan Gustafson. I thought he was gonna be dead in the water when they decided not to pit and stay out on those old tires. But just using that Hendrick power and having his teammate Alex Bowman
Push him.
um
Yes.
pushing him, not only pushing him, but then not pushing Brad Keselowski. That was a big part of it because after Chase got free, you had Bowman lined up right behind Keselowski, and then Bowman just pulled off. He said, "I'm not pushing you to help you beat my teammate. You
Yeah.
must be out your damn
I mean,
mind."
you can't do that. I mean, if you want a team like that, I'm
Yeah,
not saying you can't. We've
yeah,
had instances last year, year before that, where they've been trying to find out is Hendrick on the same accord when it comes to team, right? And you've been hearing Willie B's name. Willie B got collected early in that record in lap 69, so he's been out. He
yeah.
was out.
Kyle got collected
Kyle, yep,
in the
Kyle
big one.
Larson, but he came back, but he still got collected in something else. I forgot what
Yeah,
it was. But yeah, and then only Bowman and him, and they made it work. And shout out to Chase Elliott. You want to know? I'm not a, you know what I'm saying? He's a good driver. I'm not a, like, he's not my favorite driver like yours. But you want to know what you be like? You know, you just can't not like the guy. The guy. Let's look at the paint scheme, ladies and gentlemen.
thank
What I
you. The
want y'all to
paint
focus
scheme.
on.
Look
I'm gonna
at
take
the
us
paint
off the.
scheme.
I'm taking us off the screen, so I could try to just show y'all this.
Take off that thing that says
Yeah, hold on. So I want y'all to see this.
yeah,
This paint scheme it was dry for design or something. It was.
yeah. They used it.
So
The
they
Atlanta Children's
yes, the Atlanta Children's Hospital, 11-year-old at one of the patients there. He created this. He
she
came out. She, excuse me, my
yeah,
she created this. She
yeah.
came out when he was getting his checker flag. It was a great thing. So how can you not like this guy when
It
these
was
type of things?
so great to see. I'm trying to get her name again because I know it's Rylan,
Yes, it's something like
little
yes.
Rylan.
I think it is
She,
violent.
if you see, she has a metal leg amputated from the hip down. I think it's her right leg. Um, and she won the competition to make that paint scheme, and she brought her brother with her. And if this don't choke you up, I don't know what will. But she took her brother with her to the track as her special guest and said he has missed so many of events because of me. I had to, do something special for him. That's
That's why I said when you got a person like Chase Elliott,
man,
some people don't like that. They think he's too,
too boring.
yeah, too
It's
mellow.
okay.
It's like, and I get like I mean, obviously, but Bill Elliott was a great race car driver, and Chase is great
He's
too.
just like his dad. They're just quiet. They got their friends, but they're not going to give you a lot.
Yeah, like I
You
said,
know,
he's not my favorite, but I
he,
respect the talent. And when, like I said, how can you not like the guy? I said, dang it, why he went. But the whole time, then they say, oh, the paint scheme is from an 11-year-old. You like, you know what? All right, good job, good job.
yeah, man. That
He had to come
was
out and all that. That's what's up.
great stuff, man. It was great stuff. And he ended a 40 plus race winless streak. Everyone's trying to figure out when is Chase Elliott gonna win again. Oh
He
my
always
gosh,
wins though.
he's doing so little with so much because he's a Hendrick driver. Even though he is the top scoring driver at Hendrick, next to Willie B. You
Willie
know,
B's been there.
and I follow this page. I need to figure out. I got to give him a shout out. They're on Twitter. It's called Winston Cup Points.
Okay.
They
Shout out to
basically
Mr. Points.
they basically just do instead of doing the playoffs, they basically just do the old Winston Cup point. What's it called? Standings.
Mm-hmm.
And Chase Elliott just took over the points lead.
They
If
said
you
it
were
was a
doing the
44 race drought. Yep.
yeah yeah, so they Chase Elliott just took over. If we had the old Winston Cup point system with everybody falling out, of the race. So I don't know. It's cool to see, stacking it up with the old point system. But yeah, no. So he won, after 44 races, which is I think a year and some change. Good to see. I like to see my drivers win.
Now,
especially my top two drivers, Bubba and Chase. So,
let's get
oh yeah, you want to get to it?
let's get to it, ladies and gentlemen. We got to
All
get
right,
to it.
let's do it. So, um, you want to bring up
We're gonna
the
bring up what Mr. Apex Hun Cows looks like before Atlanta.
before? Okay, yeah, let's do.
This was his before Atlanta.
This was
He had
I
Hamlin
felt everything.
beating
Ty Dillon.
Ty Dillon. We had Bush beating Keselowski. I'll let you explain it. Go ahead.
Yeah. I had Hamlin beating Ty Dillon because it's a speedway track, a super speedway track. And Hamlin's won 3 Daytona 500s, 4.
Yeah, that's three.
He's really good at super speedway racing, right? So I thought that was a no-brainer. Hamlin's going to take it. Bush versus Keselowski, I thought that was a toss-up because they're both decent there, but I gave the nod to Kyle Busch since he finished second in that three-way finish with Suarez and Blaney. You know, Logano and Bowman. Logano does better at super speedways than Bowman does, so that was easy. Same thing with Wallace. Wallace does better than Suarez. Nemechek and Barry, that was a toss-up. Gave the nod to Nemechek because he's been hot recently. Elliott versus Dillon. Y'all really need me to say anything about that one? Just saying. No, no, no. But Chase is good at home. So, I mean, that's we've seen that. As we saw today, the boy is good at home. It's a second win at home. Um, let me see what else did I have. Oh, Chastain versus Jones. Ross Chastain is good at super speedway racing as well.
I'm gonna pick him over.
So that wasn't that hard. Seabell versus Stenhouse Jr. I probably should have went with Stenhouse Jr. on that one. Now I think back to it.
I would have said Bell just because he's Bell.
Bell is good.
But I do understand Ricky Stenhouse.
It's at super speedways. That one in hindsight I probably could have went with Stenhouse. Briscoe Gregson. I feel like that Briscoe was self-explanatory there. Byron and Priest. Byron self-explanatory there as well. Blaney Hocevar. The way Hocevar.
You could have been a toss-up if you've been watching how Hocevar's been this year, but I understand why you did pick
Blaney's good at Atlanta.
Yes.
He's good at Atlanta, so he's good at restriction plate racing in general, period. Reddick and Larson doesn't have the best luck. Yeah, so I was like, Reddick's going to take that one easily. McDowell and Allmendinger. McDowell's been better at that too. Gibbs and Haley.
I don't see how you chose Haley over Gibbs.
Haley has always been good at by tonight. Haley was in front of Gibbs until he got taken out by Ty Dillon.
Yes.
Exactly. And Haley has a win at a restricted plate race. Rain or not, he's always proven to be good in the Xfinity series. Haley was strong at restricted plate racing. So I'm just saying with that one. Smith and Cendric. I went out on a limb and said St. Smith was going to be the upset there.
That's clearly what you believe in an upset because
I believe in an upset.
Cendric literally has how many? 2, I think.
I believe in the upset. I think I like Austin Cindric, but I feel like he lucked into those wins. So
being a super speedway,
I call it an upset there. And then Buescher just on another level. I couldn't see him losing to Gilliland.
Hey, I want that car. I'm not like you know what I'm saying. I haven't followed Chris Buescher's career that long, but that car,
yeah,
I thought that was the best scheme. Next to obviously Chase
car
is an A1, and then that's an A2 type.
Yeah, that Cinnamon Toast car was beautiful.
Hey, when I mean tell you, I said, yo, I just want this car, and I'm probably going to get it.
Just
because I mean, that was like. Then he had like an orange bucket hat. Ever since I went bald last year, I got thousands of bucket hats. I said he had an orange bucket hat. I said, Slim, where you cop that joint? I need that, the Cinnamon Toast. So that's yours. So we're not going to talk about everybody, but as you can see.
So as you see, my bracket was all messed up because
he already had the winner as Byron, and that ain't happening. So we're going to show you now, man. Just show y'all.
I can still be partially correct though.
You got some wins, and let's see who you.
I got Elliott and Buescher making it to the semifinals.
Okay, you got Elliott, Buescher. Chastain finished over Bell. Well, Chastain and Jones is in, and Stenhouse Jr. is in. So no.
The only brackets I got right is I got the Smith Buescher bracket right.
Yeah.
And I got the Nemechek Elliott bracket right. only those 2 out of the 8. So I'm shooting.
No, you got
5 or 6.
Reddick over Larson, right? But you didn't get Blaney.
No, I'm talking about the
Hosevar.
bracket, like the full
Oh,
bracket.
okay, the full bracket. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I got Smith. Yeah, Smith over Busher and Elliott over Nemechek.
All right.
So
Let's check mine's, ladies and gentlemen. Mine's probably worse than his. Now,
see that.
you can't even see it. I should have zoomed it in. I don't know how to
Should've-
zoom it in. Yeah, I gotta forgive me. I don't know how to zoom that in.
I
don't
can
even
read
know
that
if
though.
Yeah, that doesn't even work. Like, I don't even know how to fix that. I wish
That's
I
all
would have
we-
known that.
That's all good.
So, with that being said, I want to say,
You have Hamlin over Dylan.
yeah, Hamlin over Dylan.
Bush over. Wait, so you picked
Hold on, let me.
kind of similar to me.
Yeah, so I had Hamlin over Dylan, right?
Yeah.
Bush over Keselowski, Logano over Bowman, Wallace over Suarez, Berry over Nemechek,
That's where we
Elliott
differed.
over Dylan, Chastain over Jones, Bell over Stenhouse. On the other side, I had Briscoe over Gregson, Byron over Priest, Blaney over Hosevar, Reddick over Larson, McDowell over Allmendinger, Gibbs over Haley, Cindric over Smith, and Busher over Gillian.
Listen, we picked basically the same except for 3.
Yeah, I wasn't picking.
We only disagreed on 3 of those.
Yeah, you took Zane Smith, and I was not taking that.
Yeah,
Then you took
and Haley.
who
Haley.
Yeah, so we're gonna get off of that one, and we're gonna get to what the real one.
The actual chaos is.
This is the real one, ladies and gentlemen. This is the new one. After Atlanta, this is what your bracket might look like. Is your bracket busted, or is it not?
I mean, everybody's is.
This is what NASCAR is after Atlanta yesterday. The Cup Series.
I think what I'm gonna do now is refill out the bracket. I'm gonna keep note or keep stock of what I did throughout the times, and own up to I messed up on the first one. I'm gonna refill it out this time. So we got Dylan versus. Okay, hold on. We're going to Chicago street course, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we got Dylan versus Keselowski, Bowman versus Wallace, Nemechek versus Elliott, Jones versus Stenhouse, Gregson Priest, Hosevar Reddick, Allmendinger Gibbs, Smith Busher. Okay. You want to pull this out and want to do this now, or you want to pull the bracket and post it?
I'm gonna tell you. I can tell you now who I'm going with.
All right, you want to go first? You want me to go first?
I'll go first. I got so granted we're doing street course, so you got to keep that in
Chicago.
mind. So Chicago. So
We'll do
Dylan
1-1.
Keselowski.
Yeah, what you got?
I'm going with. I'm gonna go with Dylan. I'm gonna go with Dylan over Keselowski. I'm going. Yeah, I know. I'm going.
Dylan. You said Dylan. You going Dylan?
Yep. I think
I agree.
I got it. Yeah, I got Dylan over Keselowski.
Yeah.
Bowman won last year, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have to go, and Bubba is not the greatest. He can get a top 15 probably now. Before he couldn't get that. So he's gotten better at these street course / road course situations. I just don't see it happening for him at Chicago next week.
Yeah,
so I have Bowman over him.
Yeah,
checking Elliott. I have to go with Chase. Chase, it doesn't matter what you put him in. He's good. He's good. I got to go with Chase. Stenhouse against Jones. It's like a 50-50.
I'm gonna say Jones.
I'm gonna say Jones.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Jones.
Gregson against Priest. I think Gregson's a little too aggressive for that. I'm gonna go with Priest.
Gregson versus Priest. I'm gonna say Priest. Yeah, Priest.
Hosevar Reddick. I'm giving it to Reddick.
Reddick all day.
Dinger and Gibbs.
This next one is good. This is a good one right here.
Anybody watch them in Xfinity?
Allmendinger versus Gibbs.
Oh my gosh.
This could be the battle for the win. Honestly.
Hey, you know what?
Who you got?
I got it. I want to see the young kid win, so I'm gonna go Gibbs. Even though I could see Dinger winning, they can easily say, "Oh, the Dingers won." And it always rains in Chicago, so I don't. What is the weather? I gotta look that up next. So I'm going with Gibbs over Dinger. And then
I think I'm gonna say Gibbs too, just because I could see him finishing in fourth and Allmendinger finishing in fifth, kind of thing.
Okay,
You
so
know,
then because remember, ladies and gentlemen, in this, it ain't about who wins. It's you just have to beat the person in front of you, just like the championship.
exactly.
You got to beat the person in front of you these next 4 races. The next 2 races alone are street course, then a road course. So when you brace your people, you got to see who's good at what.
Yeah.
And who's granted. Racing is you get a couple from the racing people up there that help you out, but a lot of it is on skill.
Yeah.
So, and then you got Smith against Buescher. I'm gonna still give it to Buescher.
Oh, Chris Buescher all day.
So now
He's got the road courses.
Now said mine, you tell me yours.
Yeah, like I was saying, I think it'll be Ty Dillon
Okay.
for advancing to round 3. So yeah, okay, my matchups. Dillon's gonna beat Keselowski, Bowman's gonna beat Wallace, so it'll be a Dillon Bowman matchup for round 3.
Okay.
I got Elliott and Jones advancing out of those ones. I got Priest beating Gregson and Reddick beating Hocevar, Gibbs beating Allmendinger, and Buescher beating Smith.
Okay. So
So I think if we go from there, I mean, I can fill it back out, go all the way through again. But if we do it that way, let's see. I said
you
so
said
Dillon and Bowman.
Bowman.
So
So who you
Dillon
got
and
from them?
Bowman. So Dillon and Bowman. I got
Bowman.
after that's going to be Sonoma. So I got Bowman advancing to the 4th round. Elliott and Jones. I got Elliott advancing, so I'm gonna have a Hendrick round 4, Bowman versus Elliott.
Okay.
And then from the other side, I said what Priest and Reddick. Reddick's gonna advance from there. Then Allmendinger, Buescher. No, I had Gibbs and Buescher.
I'm still taking.
I'm gonna say for Sonoma, Gibbs versus Buescher. Sonoma is gonna be good because Buescher's good at the road courses too. Oh man, that's gonna be tough. Gibbs versus Buescher at Sonoma.
Let me see.
I think I'm gonna give the nod to Buescher there. I think I'm gonna give the nod to Buescher because I think Gibbs might get too aggressive over in Sonoma
Yeah, Gibbs finished
and have an issue.
he didn't DVP. That was 37th
At Sonoma last year.
Where is Buescher last year? Buescher did not race last year at Sonoma. Don't know.
He might have been injured.
Yeah, he didn't. No, my fault.
No, he didn't.
My fault. I'm
I
tripping.
think Priest.
Yes, he's
Yeah.
3rd. He got podium.
There you go. See?
My
Yeah,
bad.
so Buescher over Gibbs at Sonoma. So it comes down to I think Dover is round 4.
Dover's next. Yes.
So Dover's
No.
round 4. So
No. Yes, my bad. I'm tripping.
yeah, I was saying no, it is. Yeah.
My bad. Yes.
So Dover's round 4. So Dover, Bowman versus Elliott.
I'm going Elliott.
I got Elliott. And then
But both of them have
Buescher.
won back to back. Like one is one. Bowman won like 3 years ago. Then Elliott won 2 years ago. So that's going to be a good one.
Yeah, you already know.
Of course, you're going to go with Elliott.
I'm going with William Clad on that one. And then I said Reddick versus Buescher. Ooh.
Over.
Reddick versus Buescher at Dover. I'm gonna have to go with Buescher. I think I have to go with Buescher on that one.
Hamlin won last year, but
yeah, I mean Hamlin's got.
You said you got so Elliott was 9th, Bowman was 8th. No, I'm tripping. What am I tripping off? I'm tripping. Elliott was 5th. Bowman was 8th.
Okay.
You said Reddick and Buescher?
Reddick and Buescher, yeah.
Reddick was 11th. Buescher was 17th.
Well, I still think Buescher.
I gotta go with I agree with the Elliott over Bowman at Dover.
Yeah.
And but I have to go with I'm going with Reddick over Buescher. So it'll be a 23-11 and a Hendrick showdown.
So you basically got Reddick versus Elliott going into what's round 5? Is it Indy?
That might be. I think it is. Let me double check. I think it is. That's like July 26th. Yeah, July 27th.
It is Indy. I got it right here. So Indy is round 5.
I'm taking Reddick.
You taking Reddick over Elliott?
I mean, to me, that's gonna be a great one. I don't think like that's a clear cut, but both of
Yeah.
them are good. I don't know.
I'm taking
just
Elliott. I'm taking Elliott over Busher.
I'm 23-11 before anything, so I'm going Reddick, and I like Reddick, so I'm going Reddick.
You know, Reddick's one of my favorite drivers too.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like I said, I don't see him
Of course, you
getting
got
to
to
the
go William
championship.
Clyde. Okay.
No, I don't see Reddick getting to the championship. I don't see him outdoing Busher at Dover.
Oh yeah,
So,
you do. Yeah, you do have Busher, and then of course you're gonna say Busher. You're gonna take Elliott over Busher.
yeah, I'm taking Elliott over Busher at Indy. So,
Interesting.
yeah, I think that's how that's gonna go. I don't know. I don't see Roush being strong in Indy. Maybe the Fords might be, but yeah, no, I think Hendrick has something to prove at Indy,
So you look
especially
at
after Kyle didn't come out as well at for the 500. I think Hendrick Motorsports is coming out guns blazing for the Indy race.
saying that this could be
The what?
this could be Elliott's tournament.
Yeah. That wasn't any bias. That wasn't any
I
bias. I
mean,
promise
yeah.
you.
I mean,
He's been consistent. That's his calling card. Is he's been consistent.
that's the question to be asked, ladies and gentlemen. Will Elliott
So
be the NASCAR Cup Series in-season champ?
I'm gonna refill out my bracket now
Yeah,
that it's been busted and adjust it just to show the progression and see how close we can get to picking out. I mean, I
yeah,
had Elliott going to the championship anyway.
yeah. You say him against Willie B.
Yeah. So
I had Willie B against Hamlin.
yeah, and I always chose Willie B because I feel like he's always finishing in front of Chase.
Yeah, if you ask me
Willie
if
B is the
Willie
strongest.
B's in the championship 4,
Yeah,
and it's the last race, and
yeah.
granted, I would like if it was him and Hamlin running right, and they running like I don't care 10th and 12th.
Mhm.
I would like to see Hamlin win, but Willie B doesn't matter. He figures it out.
Yeah.
Now I would like that. Neither one. No, Willie B. He was Cup Series last year, right?
What happened?
Champ last year.
Oh, I don't want to talk about the champ last year. It was Logano.
Yeah, Logano. I forgot. I knew as soon as
Shouldn't have
the
been
guy
the
you
champ
don't like
last year. No, just like that's such a stupid. He got in on technicality because Bowman got disqualified.
Yes. So
Man was like 15th in
he has
points
not
and won
won
the
a. So
championship.
Willie B has not won a championship. So just think if you had people who never won like championship 4. Say you had Willie B, right?
Mm-hmm.
Annie Ham, Raddick, and Bell. Just think of all 4 of them was in it. I would love that because all of them are new. Nobody has won one.
I mean, that'd be cool. That'd be
Not,
nice.
not not saying Bubba couldn't be in there, but he's on the outside looking in right now.
Yeah.
We go to the points. He's on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
I think he's one below the cut line. He's like he's number 6.
Wait, are you talking about? Is he?
About to bring it up.
I got it right here. Bubba is no, he's 13th right now. Oh wait, no, is this covering the chase or is this? No, these are the actual points. Chase moved up to second. How do I see what the chase is?
Bubba has 428 points, but I thought it changed after yesterday's race. Where is it at? I think I have it here. Hold on. So yeah, right now they have. Yeah, he's minus 203 to the. But he's 2 playoff points. Then you got Ryan Preece, Austin Cindric, Eric Jones for the 16. Everybody has a win except Alex Bowman, Bubba Wallace, Ryan Preece, Austin Cindric. No, Austin Cindric has a win. Why is he 15?
That's what I'm saying.
Can't be right.
They don't have the playoff points like up. They only have like the actual NASCAR points. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have the points. They don't have the playoff standings. Is what I'm trying to say. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm surprised that ain't. I mean, maybe
Which is
because
weird.
it's
I don't
Sunday.
understand why they have that. Like people, they'll keep talking about the points championship, but yeah, they don't show it.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I probably will come up tomorrow. Only because it's the weekend and they raced on.
No, I mean, you should have it somewhere anyway. They don't have it
Yeah.
anywhere.
From what I thought he was one down. Like he wasn't on
That
the.
Bubba was one down?
Yeah. Below
Oh,
the cut line.
here it goes. Is this it right here? Okay. Bubba, if this is the right one I'm looking at right here, winless drivers. Oh no, this is old. Because he
Okay.
was plus 61. He's not plus 61 anymore. So oh here it goes. Okay, updated. Found it. Bubba is he's on the cut line. He's plus 23 right now. Right now, Bubba is plus 23, but he is in 16th place. So if there's one more winner that's outside the top 16, then he's out.
Yep.
Um,
And
Tyler
anybody,
Reddick
hey, you got
is
to
plus
think.
128 right now.
We got the road course. You got to put people. I mean, SVG. They need a repeated winner to help Bubba. Can't be a new guy.
If not a repeated winner, it has to be somebody from 15th on up. Bowman, Busher, Reddick, or anybody who's won already.
Yeah.
Anybody else 17th and lower will push him out.
So I mean, Bubba's got his work cut out for him.
Yeah.
I mean, we still got Dega.
Dega's in the playoffs. You talking about Daytona?
My bad. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got Daytona. Yeah.
So
I don't know. We're gonna see on that one. That's gonna be an interesting one.
yes.
But with that being said, next week we're gonna have some good racing. We're gonna have Indy is next week,
In
F1
Mid
is next
Ohio,
week. Indy's at Mid Ohio on July 6th.
6 at 1 p.m.
Yeah. F1 is at Silverstone, the British
10
Grand
a.m.
Prix,
Eastern.
which is always a good one. And then we got
Trucks are taking
Xfinity.
like 3 weeks off.
Yeah. So we got Xfinity and we got Cup at the Chicago Street Course.
And it is a 26% chance of rain on Sunday.
I mean, they have rain tires, so there won't. The only way that we'll get a weather delay is if there's lightning or there's a tsunami to where
But
the
the
rain
past 2
tires
years
can't
has
tread.
been, they've been so obviously, these are guys who most of them aren't used to driving in the rain on a regular, so it's going to be interesting. I mean, you ask me the
They could
favorites.
do it.
You got SVG, you got Chase Elliott, you got any Gibbs. You have a lot of guys that I think Bowman, he can win again.
Yeah.
I think that's an open. It's a lot of people that can win.
These are the
don't
best.
get caught up.
These are the best stock car drivers in the world. So
Yeah, I mean,
they'll acclimate to the conditions, rain or not. Like they'll be fine.
yeah, just not every day that they race on like other people.
Yeah.
So
They'll be good. But no, I'm looking forward to next weekend. Whatever we get next weekend will be better than that truck race.
shout out to Corey Heim.
God, that was bad. Yeah, shout out to Corey Heim, but man, that was such a horrible race. It was so boring. So I know every race we have next weekend is going to be way better because NASCAR put on a show at Chicago every time.
Yes.
Indy is always entertaining at Mid Ohio, and F1 at Silverstone has not disappointed the last few years. So
and the favorite to win
is probably the hometown boy Lando Norris. He just and Lando Norris just got a what's the name, stand named after him at the track.
Must be nice
to honor him. So yeah, he's a favorite to win. So we'll see how it goes. It'd be nice to see Lewis get his 9th win at Silverstone, but Ferrari don't got that pace right now. So unless they pull something out of their place, we'll be fighting for third and fourth again, like today. But it's all good. It's a good time. I love watching racing regardless, so I can't complain. Your volume went away, Smack.
Can you hear me?
There you go. Hey.
I think IMSA has the weekend off.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, so
IMSA's off. So yeah, like I said, all we got is IndyCar, F1, and NASCAR.
Yeah.
So it should be a good week.
Now, so with that being said, we do appreciate all of you all.
Yes. Thank you to everybody who's been watching.
Thank you for everybody that came out. Shout out to the boxing source. Shout out OJ and everyone else, the lurkers and everyone watching on the Twitch side of Apex Hunting on Twitch TV. We appreciate all of y'all for coming out. And like always,
True.
you know, we love racing. We got a passion for it. Oh, before we leave though, we must touch up on how our team, you know, Drive Trainer Motorsport,
Oh yeah.
definitely took the checker in Watkins Glen on
Yeah.
iRacing this past Saturday morning. Shout out to Kyle, great crew chief and driving. Shout out to Bowie, and shout out to Miles. Those three, Bowie was figuring it out how much to save. They were in the negative, and then he got it to a positive 0.8, I think.
I'm just saving enough fuel. We just
Saving it, and we had enough to do a burnout.
Well, yeah, one loop of a burnout,
Yeah.
and then we ran out of gas.
So shout out to them. This is our first win. Shout out to all our sponsors. If anybody's looking to sponsor us, you can either reach out to Apex Hunting, or you can reach out. I mean, you can send me a message. I'm just going to send it to either them or to the team owner, Andre Jameson. But you can follow us on Drive Trainer Motorsport on Instagram.
Yeah, Facebook. Yeah.
And on Facebook.
Yeah.
So make sure, and also our team did the IRL Sebring 14 Enduro.
Overnight. 14 hours overnight at Sebring was treacherous for
the
them.
Rain delay there too.
With the rain delay, yeah. Shout out to them. They started in 44th place and got up to 21st within the first hour. They finished P17 overall and P6 in class. So
shout out to Gabe.
Yeah.
Andre and Austin.
Right? Yes, and Austin. Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out to
good stuff to them.
Who's on the pits?
Oh, Mitch is in the pits.
Mitch. Shout out to Mitch.
Yeah.
Get his name wrong.
Yeah, no.
Oh, definitely shout out to them. Next one is, if I'm not mistaken, at Atlanta
Motorsport Park in October.
That's in the fall. I will be there for that.
Yeah.
So yeah. Definitely will be there. And, just can't wait. I love getting out there with my team, being any type of help that I can be. I will not be racing that race, but I will be there in the pits. So I might at that time be able to go live fully.
Yeah.
At the track without no problems, but I want to get the setup good. So when I do take it to the track, you guys can actually see everything the whole entire time. So I just got to make sure I have everything so we can do that. But like I said, want to appreciate y'all coming through. Y'all make sure if y'all not watching this live, but if you are watching live, it's free. Hit the thumbs up on our YouTubes. You got Apex Hunting's YouTube and you got my YouTube. Hit the thumbs up. It's free. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit that bell so you know every time that we drop something, you get a little notification. But other than that, y'all follow us on socials at Apex Hunting, Smack Like That on all socials. You can find us. We there. On Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube. We all on there. But y'all know what it is. Keep a Go Smack mentality. Ain't too much you can accomplish. You got any final words, mister?
Oh man, no, it was a good week of racing. Looking forward to next week, like I always do. And thank you to everyone who gives us the support, watching our podcast as we figure out all of this, all this amateurism that we're going through, but really enjoy just sitting down and talking racing. This is an outlet for us. So thank you to everybody for watching. This has been a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to the next podcast.
Y'all gonna catch us next week. So make sure y'all got your notifications on and y'all following us on the socials, and we'll let y'all know next time we go live. Till next time, smack like that.
Appreciate y'all. Be easy.